Hello! Today we'll learn how to manipulate the data on the form with the process. So in the previous tutorial you already seen how we can change things in our process, how we can build it, how we can add some automatic actions to happen. But what we want with the documents inside of the company happening is that once it goes through the workflow, it changes. Because let's have a look, for example, on the statuses. So in here you can see the statuses of the different documents, and this status should be changing upon going through different steps in a workflow. So it is possible to do it, but we need to design it inside of the process. Also, when I go into new incoming document, you see this is this status field. It's not editable at the moment, so because it will be automatically set. Now also, as you can see here, we have different dates. The registration date, it automatically appears because it goes, the new document gets the today's date. The document date, we enter from the document we want to attach in here, the letter we received. However, the important date for the users is a response date. So anybody looking back into this document would know when actually response was done. So what we want again to do, we want the process to change this date. So let's see how to do it. So let's go inside this editing into our process of incoming, and this is it. Firstly, we will set statuses. How you do it is once this is registered here, let's press this arrow, and in path settings we want the status to be changed. So let's look for the status field, status on the incoming letter, status, right, and we want to set it to registered. That's great. So once it's registered, the status will change for registered. Now, if it doesn't need any answer, we would set status here, status on incoming letter to well, in here we can do registered as well, but once it's done, we can, after this step, we can do the status incoming letter set to red, right? But on the other path, when it needs an answer, then we would set the settings to status set as waiting for reply, and once it is all done, then the status in the end, we will add another field in here, and the status of incoming letter will be set to replied. We press save, and this is as easy as it is. That basically we now manipulate statuses of the document inside of the process. This is one way of getting into it. Another way of getting into it is that if I enter this step in the process and go down to general in here, we have this path name, and by clicking these three dots in here, we again go inside this path settings, and we have these two settings already created before. One last thing I want to show you, that besides changing values of the different fields in the system on the paths, you can even create a certain step which may be necessary in our process to have it. And to do it, I just drag and drop the finish, and I will add another step in here. Look how easy it is. And if I go inside of this one, I will use now an automatic action here to do change field value. So the name would be change dates, and the settings of it would be on this document. So I do add field and I look for the field of date, not the registration date, but I want the response date. Yeah, this is it. I want the response date to be changed to a date. And now we have an option. We can either use a value of a certain date from the calendar. We can use the function. And in this case, I will use the function when I want the shift from a current day. And the current day with shift 0 would be today. If I do shift 1 would be tomorrow. If I do shift -1 would be yesterday, and so on. So let's do like this and press save. And we basically in this few minutes designed the changing of the different fields inside of the process. Now let's see how it works. Save, and I will run a quick test. So I go back to dashboard and I create a new incoming letter, test changing fields. And what we want, we don't have this date in here, but we need the contractor and we need an apartment, and I will set Zoe so the system goes to me, right? And I have no status. So now if I press save, as you can see, I already have the status waiting for reply, and I will now go on with the workflow. And as you can see, firstly, the status has changed. In a workflow, you can see that it went to all these steps. So it prepared a letter, changed the dates, and in here you can see that firstly, we have the status change. Secondly, we have a now response date filled in by the system, and of course the new document was created as we designed it before. I guess this quickly explains the very easy way of how you can manipulate all the data, because this is just an example. You can change any field you want in here upon different steps of the process. Please check other tutorials about designing the process, so you will learn more how you can design really exciting processes in our Navigator 365 system. Thank you.